Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's video we're gonna continue working our 2019 the Maserati Ghibli one. As you guys saw in the previous video, we finished all the interior. We got the car a good wash, so clean all the that was on it. And today the plan is to finish all the exterior, take the car for an inspection and maybe alignment. So let's get started. Okay guys, we got the bracket for the rear bumper done. We also had the bracket for the fender. We have 3 brackets. We already attached to them, one here and one over there. And about this one needs rivets. The rivets I have is that size, is not that long, so I ordered some. God bless, Amazon Prime should arrive tomorrow, so we'll leave that till tomorrow. So meanwhile, we got the bumper here ready. We scuffed the whole black area here with a scuff pad. Then we did definitely we wrapped it, but we did a plastic adhesion promoter and let it flash for about 15 minutes. Then now we're gonna use that what is it, this matte, the trim black ultra, and we're gonna use that, give it like 2-3 coats, give it a good coverage, so it's gonna be like new again. So that's the plan now for tonight. Then tomorrow we're gonna continue after we get the rivets, put these brackets on, the final bracket on. Then after that we'll I think the rear bumper should be ready to install tomorrow. We have to put all the module and harness back. We'll finish the rear bumper, and then after that we'll move to the front. Use the 2 fenders first, make sure we have a nice gap alignment with the headlight. And after that we have to assemble the front bumper, the grills and the sensors, and I think it has a radar as well. We have everything, so we just gotta put everything back together. So let's give that about 2-3 coats with that paint, and we'll see how it looks like. Okay everyone, we are next day here, and paint set well. Now we're gonna start with that bumper together. We're gonna start first with with the first piece here that we painted. It was very hard to remove, to be honest. Go like clips inside here, and was not easy one to remove, so I hope it's gonna go in easy. Let's see. Look how everything looks brand new. The contrast between the gray and the new black that we just painted looks fantastic. After that we're gonna switch the bumper over and finish the harness and all the wires from inside. Then we'll be ready to assemble that bumper on the car, and I think we'll be done with the rear end. At least we finished one part. So we finished the interior, then we're gonna finish the rear end, and after that we will move to the front end. So let's keep going. Bumpers fits well, everything in place. The gaps will need some tweaking here and there to get the gap aligned. It's a little bit bigger gap here than the other side, but almost there. Also here, once we put the retaining screws, everything here like move like this, will get in place. It's not gonna move. Everything around the headlight, give it the aggressive. I love the grill and bumper here. By the way guys, that grill is one of the hardest to remove, and to assemble. It was hard to remove and it was hard to assemble. Again, everything lying in here very well. So we have to just again tweaking with the gaps and put the bolts in the top, the screws, and then we're gonna put the 2 bolts in the back. Then we have to go underneath the car. There's a few bolts there and we have to connect the parking sensor connector. So that's what we're gonna do next. But here it comes, almost complete, almost ready to go. Okay guys, before we took it to inspection to make sure it passed, I had one issue that I wanted to check. Then I found another problem or damage. I found 2 damage. The first damage was, or the first issue is it was brake. I was losing brake when I hit to stop at the beginning is fine. Once I rolled even the car outside the garage, get back in, I lose brake again. I have to bump it or push it hard. So I thought maybe air pockets, number 1, everybody would do flush. Number 2, maybe the master cylinder, but the master cylinder problem is not going to be like this. It's going to have the brake, but from what I read, like if you keep pushing on that brake pad, it's just going to keep going down. So the first thing I did, I was checking any leak points around the master cylinder here inside, and I thought maybe I damaged something when I was welding from the heat, but actually I didn't see any leak sign. I never saw any drop underneath the car from any kind of fluid. So I checked all, let's get some light. I checked all the brake line connections to see if I have any leak, like here, up here in that connection, for example, another connection here, this one, and again I keep following all the connections between the metal and between, like here, the metal and the rubber hoses. I didn't find any leak anywhere. When I was inspecting everything, that bracket here, it was completely pinned, and that led me to the other damage that I found. So I already like move it back and bent it back, and I straightened it like the other side. So but I didn't find any leak here around it. So I just remembered, if you guys following the channel, when I rebuilt my 2013 Harley, I had an issue with that, and there was at the end the rotor was bent. So it's the same exact thing with the car, while it's in all 4, it's on a stand in all 4 points. So I turned the car on, I let the all rotors to spin. This one here was stuck. I moved it with my hand and it started to spin, and it was wobbly. So when it's wobbly, it opened the space, and as you guys can see, there is a space between the rotor and the brake pad, and that's exactly what happened. It just wobble when it rotates, when it's bent, and that's open the piston away. So that's why you're losing the brake the first time. Then you bump it, goes back, then it's fine, but once it rolls, it do the same. So we ordered the set of 2 front rotors and brake pads. Definitely not the original one because they're so expensive. We got some aftermarkets. The other damage here, and I checked, and I hope I have no more damage, is that what you call a wishbone or lower control arm. If you guys can see, I'll get the camera with some light here, how it's wide open around the spring assembly here over there, and it's from both sides. It's from here and from the other side. It's hard to show the other side because of all the control, the arms and everything. But let's go to the driver side here. Show you the difference. It's very round and circle around the spring. It's not oval, it's not open like the other side. So I suspect the damage here because I always have a feeling that that wheel was always like in a little bit. You know, when you jack the car up and down, sometimes the wheel doesn't take the right angle right away unless you drive it. Maybe I thought maybe it was alignment, but I had a feeling that was too much for just jacking the car up and down. And then when I saw the damage on that bracket, or it was bent, I thought there may be something here. I inspected all the arms and these linkage. I didn't see anything bent, everything is fine and straight. And I was looking down here and I saw that one here is damaged. Then I said, yeah, it doesn't look to be normal. I checked the other side, and that's confirmed my suspicions here about that. It's called wishbone or lower control arm, whatever. So we also got a used one from eBay, not so expensive, so that's good. Once we get these parts, and I hope we will get them here soon, we'll finish that suspension part here and the front brake. Then I think it's gonna be ready for alignment and inspection, and I hope I will get that soon here by this week. The other funny thing about the alignment, I called different places around. What car? Maserati? Oh, we don't do it. We don't have the equipment. We don't do it. We don't have the equipment. You have to go to the dealer. I don't have a dealer around me. The dealer is about over an hour away. I called a Dodge Fiat dealer, and he said, yeah, they can do it. So that's another thing, guys. If you don't have a Maserati dealer around you and you have kind of same manufacturer, they are all partner. Fiat, Dodge are all the same kind of. They are together, I think. So they said yes, they can do it. So I'm gonna finish that, get the car to them, do the alignment and do the inspection, the state inspection. So we will be ready to get the rebuild title exam done, so we can finish the car completely and have registration and everything. So far we're waiting for the parts to come in, and while the car is up, I'm gonna do some maintenance and then do an oil change. So that's will get me I have to remove the plate that is under the engine, the shield, water rain shield, whatever you guys call it. Have to drop it down to do an oil change. So I already have the car up, so that's what I'm gonna do till I get the parts. We'll do an oil change, and then I hope we'll get some of the bars, maybe I hope tomorrow, after tomorrow, because they ship fast, these things, especially the brakes. So I hope we will have them. Then we're gonna start changing them and put this car back down, and take it to the Dodge dealer and get an inspection done. So let's keep rolling. Okay guys, after a couple of days we got the brakes, the rotors, and we got the suspension piece, the lower control arm or whatever they call it. And I'm not sure why I have two boxes here. Looks like this is a rotor here. They say front brake rotor. I think it's only one piece here. This box is big. It should be, I'm not sure if it's just only one rotor and the pads, or we have an extra rotor. I'm not sure, but that's definitely a brake rotor. As you see here, OEM coating. It's saying here, coated rotors do not use brake cleaning spray. Okay, I'm not sure why, but let's open and see what we have here. First, that's the paint piece. It looks like in a good shape, like there is no paint on it, and now it has a normal like wear and tear. It also came with some brackets. Looks like this one's bent, so not worry about this one. Here they sent us a keychain with Maserati logo. There was, I think that's a wrong one sent to me. I think that's why they say don't use a spray cleaner. That's not fully coated one. That's an OEM coating, which is leave the middle here row is not coated. So I ordered the one that's fully coated, so I'm gonna call them and see, but it's too late tonight. I'm not gonna install that Should I call them tomorrow and see, like, does he have the other one I ordered, or what exactly happened in the order? Okay guys, our next day in the early morning I contacted the Alpine Performance customer service and told me actually they are the same. The only difference is the coating, and the coating is protecting from the rust during the storage time, but actually you're gonna burn that coating in the first few drives, and anyway it's gonna go back to here, and actually the coating might affect the performance at the beginning of the brake until the coating goes away. So he told me it's just the same, and he told me that's fine if you need a coated one or no. Then he asked me if I would like to replace it or not, and the reason they might be sending this one, they might be out of stock from the other one. Then I told him no, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna install it right away, I'm not gonna store it or anything. Then so we will go ahead and start. Should be a very easy, simple. It's my first time to do these big rainbow brake, but I watched few videos and I read about it. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to remove that 10, that's up to you guys, but what I will do is remove these bracket here, the 10 millimeters. There's two here, and that will help me when I remove everything. I have more room, flexibility to move the whole caliper away, rest it somewhere here. You have a 5 Allen here that holding the rotor. You have a 10 Allen for the caliper holding in place, one up here and the other one is down here. These are the two, sorry, here, these are the two big ones. You're gonna have to push these two pins out, and you can use a pinch set. You choose the right size and make sure you don't damage the paint around it. And then you have that big pin here that holding the brake pads in place with a 13 millimeter bolt here. And the last thing will be that sensor. I think that's the brake pad size sensor. You just have to unclip it from here. I think the new pads come with sensor attached to them. Let's open it. Yes, there is the sensors down there. So, and it's already attached, so I don't have to do anything electrical wise. I want to make sure, I hope, and it should be compatible. The other thing, you need a brake grease like any other brake job, which is gonna grease where the brake pads meet the caliper and also the piston area. You're gonna need a flathead screwdriver after you remove the 3 pins, is to push the pistons away like any other brake job. I think that's it, pretty easy. So we'll go ahead and fast forward. I will show you one side and then I will do the other side, then we'll be back. Okay guys, it was very easy. I had just to loose another bracket from here with a 10 millimeter board, and there is a ground wire here. Also, I just loosen it a little bit so I can just move the caliper with me. Again, this caliper, the line is a metal, is not the rubber one, so it's not gonna be easy flexible. We did some cleaning for all the dust, most of the dust. If I want to make it shiny brand new again, I can. It's gonna take more time, but that's more than enough. Just get most of the dust out, especially where we're gonna do some grease here in these 4 points. That's where the pads meet with the caliper. and also we're gonna grease the pads from inside where meet the pistons as well. We have the driver's side is complete. Now we're gonna move to the passenger side, but before we move on, I would like to show you a couple things. This piston, make sure, if you note, I had to push from both sides and on the same time, because when it's not like the regular brake, only one piston. You have 6 pistons, 3 here, 3 there. So whenever you try to push this one away, this one comes closer, so you have to keep your whatever, like screwdriver end, the flat end in one side. After you do it, then do the other one and make sure you don't get both of them, and make sure you get both of them out. And again, it went out very easy, it went in, the new brakes is in very easily and nicely. I didn't use any special tool or anything. The other thing also, I had to open that reservoir for the brake fluid just in case, but nothing got out. I put some towels around just in case if any of the brake fluid comes out, it's not gonna spill. Maybe that will happen when I do the other side, unless I'm gonna go ahead now and turn on the car and bump the brake, but I'm not gonna do that. And one more thing to mention is, on the other side you don't have the sensors, the wear or the brake sensor. It's only from the driver's side, so that's another thing, only difference. But other than this, it should be exactly the same thing. So I'll go ahead and do the other side now. Then after that we'll move to the rear suspension piece. So let's keep going. Okay, as you guys can see, the rotor is spinning nice and without being like, the first it was wobbling like this, and you could see it easily, like the rotor is wobbling this way and pushing the brake pads away. Now it's just rotating as it's supposed to be, like the other side, and it's not pushing the brake pads out. So we're good here. I'm gonna keep the car running a little bit because I need to do an oil change. I already got that fan from out underneath that's needed to do an oil change. It's very dirty, we're gonna clean it. It's very easy to come out, just few bolts here and there, and just come out very easy. So we'll let the car run a little bit, reach to braking temperature, then we'll go ahead and drain the oil and put the new oil and new filter, and we'll be ready to move to the rear suspension piece. So we're done with the oil change. It almost took about close to 9 quarts, as they say, 8.8 to fill this car. It's a lot. And the maintenance of this car is expensive. But anyway, we're done with everything I need to do with the maintenance. The only thing I need, but I will do that later, is to turn off the maintenance light, reset it with a computer we have. Now we're gonna move to the rear suspension. That's the last piece that so far is damaged and need to be replaced. Shouldn't be hard. We have like 3 bolts, one go here to the body, another one for the strut or the shock absorber, then the last one here was a pushing to the spindle, I think. So and I think I'm gonna use a bracket that already on the car. I'm not sure yet. Instead of using these, we'll see which one looks better. But anyway, I have also to remove these bolts so I can remove the whatever you call it, lower control arm, wishbone, without having to remove all the wires and tube that is connected to these brackets. So let's go ahead, finish this part. Most probably I will have a jack under here, so the spring it should not like bounce hard, but just in case I don't need to hurt myself, so I'm gonna leave a jack under here when I remove the bolts, so it's gonna be supporting the whole piece there. So let's go ahead. So we got it out. As you guys can see how stable this one, how this one is rocking, and that's what I noticed first. You see how it's wide open on both sides. You see that's how taking the shape, the circle, that's how it came out. So far I don't see any bent on the shock absorber. The spring itself, again, rolling fine. So we need to swap that rubber boot here. This bracket here is bent a little bit, so I'm gonna take this one boot here, then we're gonna swap the rubber boot here, then it's time to put it back. It's gonna be a little bit challenging if I'm gonna do it by myself. I'll check if my friend can come and help me, because I'm gonna need to, like, with the spring you're gonna have to have a jack under, so push everything. Meanwhile somebody put the bolts, because they are thick bolts, long ones, from the other side. So we'll see how it goes, but let's first swap these and try put it back on. So we have the replaced control arm installed. Took some time to be able to jack it up and fit all the ends with the strut and the spring in, but we were able to fit it in back nicely, and we tightened everything. It got very late on us, took some time, but we're glad we're done. We figured it out before we finished the car, and we're glad we have it done on time. I don't see any other damage, so I hope there is no more damage, and I hope that wishbone part or the door control arm took the whole impact there and didn't cause any more damage. That'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you're enjoying that build. We'll see you next video. We have a very few things to finish. We have the two side skirts, all the fender liner, then take the car for the inspection. I got a call from the sheriff. One of the officers called me, and they're gonna come next week, so I have to get this car ready, because I have to have the state inspection sticker here before they come. So I hope I'll be able to, maybe early next week, we'll be able to have it ready for that, pass the inspection, and we will have the car registered and ready to hit the roads. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next video finishing this car.